Fear begins before you are aware of it. Before you consciously recognize danger, your brain has already started calculating risk. A shadow moves in your peripheral vision. A sudden sound breaks the silence. A facial expression changes in front of you. Within milliseconds, sensory information travels from your eyes and ears to the thalamus, the brain's relay station. From there, two pathways emerge. The first is fast and primitive. The signal travels directly to the amygdala. This structure, deep within the temporal lobe, functions as an early warning system. It does not analyze details. It detects patterns associated with threat. If the amygdala interprets danger, it activates instantly. The second pathway is slower and more analytical. The signal travels from the thalamus to the sensory cortex and prefrontal cortex. Here, context is evaluated. Is the shadow just a tree branch? Is the sound just the wind? But the fast pathway always comes first. When the amygdala activates, it sends signals to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus initiates the sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight response. Adrenal glands release adrenaline into the bloodstream. Heart rate increases. Blood pressure rises. Bronchi in the lungs dilate to allow more oxygen intake. Blood is redirected away from digestion and towards skeletal muscles. Glucose is released from the liver to provide rapid energy. Your pupils dilate. Your senses sharpen. All of this occurs within seconds. At the same time, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis becomes active. The pituitary gland signals the adrenal cortex to release cortisol. Cortisol sustains the stress response. It ensures glucose remains available. It modulates immune activity. It prepares the body for prolonged alertness. Fear is not just emotion. It is a full-body metabolic shift. Muscles become primed for contraction. Reaction time shortens. Pain perception may decrease temporarily due to endorphin release. Your body is optimized for survival. But fear also shapes memory. The amygdala communicates with the hippocampus. Emotionally intense experiences are encoded more strongly than neutral ones. This is why frightening events are remembered vividly. The brain prioritizes survival-relevant information. Repeated exposure to fear can reshape neural circuits. Chronic activation of the amygdala strengthens threat detection pathways. At the same time, prolonged cortisol exposure can impair the hippocampus. Dendritic branches may retract. Memory consolidation may suffer. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for rational evaluation and impulse control, can become less effective under sustained stress. This imbalance can increase anxiety. Fear becomes easier to trigger. The threshold lowers. But fear is not inherently negative. Without fear, humans would not survive. It helps avoid danger. It enhances vigilance. It sharpens perception. However, modern threats are often psychological rather than physical. Deadlines, social rejection, financial uncertainty. The brain may interpret these abstract stresses similarly to physical danger. The same biological machinery activates. Yet there is no predator to fight or flee. Energy mobilizes without physical release. Over time, this mismatch can strain cardiovascular systems, disrupt sleep, alter immune regulation, and affect mood. Neurotransmitters play key roles. Glutamate excites neural circuits during fear learning. GABA acts as an inhibitory counterbalance, dampening excessive activation. Dopamine influences how threats are predicted and evaluated. Serotonin modulates mood and emotional stability. The balance between excitation and inhibition determines how intensely fear is experienced. Exposure therapy works by altering these circuits. Repeated safe exposure to a feared stimulus can weaken amygdala activation. The prefrontal cortex gradually strengthens its regulatory control. Neural pathways adapt. Fear responses diminish. Plasticity remains throughout life. Even deeply ingrained fear circuits can be reshaped. Right now, as you imagine a dangerous situation, your amygdala may show subtle activation. Your heart rate might increase slightly. Your breathing may change. The boundary between imagination and perception is thinner than you think. Fear is prediction. It is the brain attempting to simulate future outcomes. It prepares you for what might happen. The real question is not whether fear exists. It always will. The question is whether your brain can distinguish between true danger and imagined threat. Because every time fear activates, your biology changes. Your chemistry shifts. Your neural circuits adapt. And over time, The patterns you repeat become the structure of your brain itself.